The Monty is about to rebel. Without a doubt, it's something I have to look at and make a decision what can be done. There may be
Imperator!
that there's nothing that can be done, but I'll try to hire some additional mercenaries. However, these unfortunately will not do the trick, and they will not make
Orders?
the people here happy enough to stay Roman.
General! Sir!
Spain is still here. Maybe they want to join them. However, the settlement is actually Gaulish settlement. We conquered them, and with the conquer of that settlement, we eliminated the Gauls entirely.
Sir! Forward!
Here I see that I can avoid this.
Sir!
Rebellion in Carthago Nova. I'm gonna pick up all the units that can still fight. The ones that are not only a bunch of town watch, but these soldiers can stand up in battle, and I'm going to send them
Imperator!
on to Numantia. Hopefully they will reach it. Probably Numantia will rebel, but it may be that it will not. In any case, let's find out what's happening here. First of all, in Deva, we are preparing for battle.
Settlement under siege, sir!
In Aburakum, we'll be able to take the settlement. Vote warriors are here, as well as a family member. He has a command talent, he's sharp, he has a sanguinary. This man's obvious relish for bloodshed is beginning to worry his associates and underlings. +1 command, -1 morale for all troops on the battlefield. Austere. This man has taken self-restraint and frugality to new heights, something that many find admirable and off-putting at the same time. +3 management, 300% increase to cost to bribe. He's a social drinker, always first to celebrate after a hard day of conquest. This man spends time drinking with his men. It has some benefits. So let's take... Oh wow.
Retreat! The siege is broken!
I don't
No more move!
think personally that it's fair, because my forces there were in fact in
Sir! General!
high numbers.
Forward!
In any case, we'll be approaching
Imperator! March!
Numantia, train additional mercenaries, which are going to be used to hold the citizens in place. He gained a mercenary captain. He's an okay leader. Garment of life, testy. This man suffers from irrational bouts of irritation at the shortcomings of his underlings. They suffer as a result. He's ingenious. This man has an inherently trusting nature that makes him both endearing and worryingly vulnerable. Understanding of strategy as well. And now let's move north, and I'll have to
Prepare for battle!
fight this battle myself. Really, I don't think that the soldiers would lose. Probably something happened, and it could be the distance, it could be lack of food, lack of water. The soldiers could have charged without sleep and such, but now we will going to be well rested.
I'll wait my orders. Units!
We are going to be ready. Also, I'm going to make my Barbarian mercenaries. Ram. A gate. My soldiers will close up on the enemy. And oh no, that's gonna be just fine. So now it's important to wait long enough for them to close up. They need to close up. And we will throw our javelins at them. So let's wait for them to show themselves.
Our soldiers are at the gates! Now they must batter a way through!
They are close by.
Our soldiers are at the walls! Now they must batter a way through!
And as you can see, they are falling. And they only have a couple of these brigades. And we have reduced our numbers greatly, without a doubt.
The enemy gate is down! Our battering ram has done its work!
We'll wait a little bit.
Show no mercy! The enemy walls are down! Make sure their soldiers are buried beneath the ruins!
They will close up even further. This will give us another chance of blasting a lot of javelins into them. Now we are strong. We are very, very tough. Let's position ourselves. And I want everybody bind up and prepare
Great
for
gods!
enemy charge.
Our soldiers have done well this day! The walls are taken!
Alright. After conquering the settlement, most of these, if not all, will be disbanded here and they'll get a place to live for themselves. Their swordsmen have been cut down. Our troops are lining up. Well, and they will be waiting for us. Good. We'll now approach them in a formation, just like that, and they have no chance of stopping us. As you can see, there's quite a few of us coming over. And they look really, really cool the way they're approaching the enemy. Without a doubt. And now we will charge them. As you can see, they will hit into our multiple melee brigades, and they won't stand a chance.
The gods have filled the heart of the enemy general with fear. Now he flees the field like a coward.
Our numbers here are huge, and we are going to surround them and kill them off. That's the objective. Look at that, they are harming my troops. Very, very significant.
Your general now lies dead because
That's it.
This is a heroic victory, worthy of Roman arms!
Enemy chariots were very effective.
Leading the army.
And so,
Victory!
well led, these troops managed to gain a victory. I'm not going to massacre the population, I'll just keep it the way they are. Which means it may take some time for them to recover. Trader, roads, land clearance, muster field, warrior's hold. A warrior's hold is a place where lesser men gather to do a leader's bidding. Without his say so, nothing happens, making this the heart of the village. And this is where workers are called in time of war and where orders are issued for new buildings in times of peace. By sword right, the warrior's hold is the largest and most magnificent construction amid the surrounding water. Okay, we're going to tear down Shrine of Andrasta, the invincible one, the British goddess of war and patron of the Icenian tribe. Human sacrifices to Andrasta are not known. We're going to build a shrine of Jupiter and some guards, a few guards that will keep everybody there at bay. Also, I need to merge some of these now, and just like that, we'll have to try and hold the settlement.
Imperator.
Alright.
General. Imperator.
We were suffering rebellion here as well, so the Principes are losing.
General. Imperator. Sir. Imperator. Onward.
Their strength. In any case, the situation isn't that bad at all,
Aye, Captain.
and the quicker we hold the islands of Britain, the better. The quicker we disband our Principes Hastati armies, the better. And that's that. As you can see, the British are afraid of us. They're not launching any major offensives. Let's take a look at our agents and their locations. So this spy, oh well, I'll just have to leave him.
Service.
Killer waiting for orders.
The killer can
Assassin.
stay there. This guy is actually doing his job at the moment, but
Your
we have
Honor.
more spies.
Your Honor. Yes. Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
This one could head north,
Sir, secrecy is assured. Move.
and this one could go in between these two settlements.
No more moves.
And
At your service. Secrecy is assured.
that's it.
Your Honor. No more moves, sir. Yes, Master.
Alright, it looks like things are looking good. With the British, we don't see more powerful forces. They are sieged from south and further west. We just need to kind of move forward onto them, and that should do it. Also, I'm going to create militia barracks here, but probably there's no need for that because they wouldn't train any legionary cohorts. Here, on the other hand, legionary barracks are important. The more of these we have, the better, and hopefully I will be able to avoid the war against the Brutii for a long time. Here the situation isn't easy. I'm going to
Aye, Captain.
disband the navy. We don't need them at all, really. There is this port that could have been protected. It brings us 381, so it would have paid for the Navy to almost its full extent. Let's see what they had. They had Governor's Palace, they had City Barracks. City Barracks is a major building in any town, allowing many troops to be trained here. It is a symbol of the military might of the state and vital part of the army's support structure. The men trained here have a real stake in the community, one worth defending. The skills gained allow them to fight as organized formations, something that takes time and discipline to learn to do properly. They have stone walls, extra wall defenses, boiling oil, reinforced gates. Stone walls are fairly substantial, but truly determined attackers will be able to breach them. With towers and gatehouses, these are formidable defenses, but not completely impregnable. The need for security and national pride will mean that stone walls are desirable. These are defenses that can protect the local people and offer protection to rural folk who flee from raiders. Improving the walls also adds grain stores to extend the time a settlement can resist a siege. Alright. And the damn garrison needs to be established here. Smiths, Shrine of Jupiter, and we're gonna stay here for some time before we're going to be able to move out. And here our glorious offensive. It looks like they are running, it could be that they're running away. I knew that there was a force here, but no more that they're here. In any case, let's start with Alexandria. Only a few soldiers are here. Pharaoh's guards, these are Egyptian elite warriors. Can form phalanx, bonus fighting cavalry, combat bonus in deserts, good morale, good stamina can sap. The Pharaoh's guard are the true elite of any Egyptian army. Armored spearmen sworn to defend the twin crowns to the death. They may have ceremonial duties, but these are also soldiers for the working day. They are superbly trained. Disciplined spearmen capable of standing against almost any enemy in almost any circumstances. They are trained to form a phalanx, making them an effective attacking force as well. Recruited from among the high ranks of Egyptian society, they have an interest in seeing the state and the pharaoh's power survive. Let's say clear victory. And it looks like we gain a burn wonder. We could potentially exterminate the population of nearly 20,000 people. We could enslave them, nearly 12,000 people. I'm just going to occupy the settlement, and hopefully it will simply pay off. Fixing everything was very expensive. So let's look what we have. We have Pharaoh's Palace here. Improved generals, bodyguards, peasants, Praetorian cohort. Enable string of Praetorian cohort. That's interesting. A Pharaoh's Palace is the ultimate expression of the Pharaoh's authority over his children. The building's imposing size and ultimate luxury are intended to impress everyone. Those who live nearby have no doubts as to where power lies, while those inside influence and control every aspect of life within the city. The royal palace allows the most advanced construction works, magnificence, and all things can be the result. In all things can be the result. Okay. They have wooden paradise, so this wasn't really very well defended. The city just probably was allowed to expand consistently, and they never built a wall. They have shipwright, 2 trading fleets, a trader, paved roads. These improved roads allow armies to assemble and then meet approaching enemies swiftly. Paved roads are built for military use first and foremost. They are carefully surveyed and constructed, often including cuttings and extensive causeways. They will not degenerate into muddy rivers in winter or dusty tracks in summer, no matter how hard the usage. Land clearance, blacksmith, siege engineer. A siege engineer designs and builds the largest artillery weapons useful during siege operations. Artillery can also be used to break up large formations in field battles. Their construction requires skilled work and an understanding of many engineering principles. In addition to making the weapons, a siege engineer also makes sure that the crew know enough to be a danger to the enemy and not themselves. There is also a practice range allowing other missile-armed troops to be trained here. So you can have light auxilia, archer auxilia, ballista, scorpions, onagers, heavy onagers, repeating ballistas train here. We have army barracks here. We can even create a praetorian cohort here. These imposing barracks are often the largest buildings in a city after the palace and include extensive drill and training yards. Army barracks are also deliberately large to make it quite clear where the power lies to anyone harboring disloyal thoughts. Discipline is often harsh, but the soldiers who are trained here are among the best available to the state. Temple of Horus, public order bonus due to happiness 10, public orders bonus due to law 10. This temple is dedicated to Horus, the son of Osiris and the first divine pharaoh. He is also the patron god of Upper Egypt. It was Horus who took revenge on Set by castrating him after the murder of Osiris. Religion also makes a people feel happy and content to know that the gods are properly honored. Execution Square. An execution square does much to quell all rebellious spirits and increase the harmony in any of noble pharaoh settlements. Where happiness cannot be enforced upon people, obedience to the will of the pharaoh and his appointed servants can be made mandatory upon pain of death. An execution square can be upgraded as the town grows and the need for further law and order measures becomes pressing. Stables. This is the basic building required for training all cavalry units. The stables can be improved as the settlement grows so that a wider range of cavalry types that require different types of horse can be trained. Horses are far too valuable to be used for farming. Oxen, donkeys and slaves are used instead and are bred for war, not work. Just about every horse using nation is highly stratified as horses are expensive to rear and keep. Having the skills to ride one is a mark of belonging to the aristocracy. Okay, let's continue taking the cities.
Prepare for battle.
And I don't like the balance of power here. It looks like it's considered to be very equal when it shouldn't be. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to make a quick save and see if my battle was successful.
Victory!
It looks like the battle was
Settlement
successful.
captured!
We got another world wonder. So let's see which world wonder we got from Alexandria. Pharaohs at Alexandria wonder capture. The capture of this great wonder is a magnificent feat by our troops worthy of any hero of Rome. The Pharaohs halves the chance of nearby ships at sea sinking and increases naval movement allowances. After Alexander's death, his empire disintegrated as his generals fought each other. In Egypt, Ptolemy Soter made himself a pharaoh, and in around 290 before Jesus started construction of a lighthouse on an island off the coast at Alexandria. This coastline had long been regarded as dangerous for shipping. The scholars of the Great Library were involved in its design and the construction, which was completed in the reign of Ptolemy Philadelphus. At night a beacon was kept burning, while during the day a mirror system reflected sunlight to catch the attention of sailors. The lighthouse was more than 117 meters in height, roughly a 40-story building, and was topped with a statue of Poseidon, the god of the sea. It was relatively intact until earthquakes in 1303 after death and 1323 after death. So the benefits, the Pharaohs halves the chance of nearby ships at sea sinking and increases naval movement allowances. Good. Another wonder captured. That's the pyramids in Memphis. The Great Pyramid of Sphinx of Giza. The capture of this great wonder is a magnificent feat by our troops, worthy of any hero of Rome. The Great Pyramid increases the loyalty of Egyptians to the owning faction regardless of culture. The Great Pyramid at Giza is a marvel, a mountain built to mark the grave of a great monarch. It is truly ancient, built around 2560 before Jesus by the order of Pharaoh Khufu of the 4th dynasty. It is built to a very precise alignment to the 4 points of the compass, and the difference in the length of the 4 faces is less than 1 part in 1,000. Even the slope of each of the faces is an amazingly precise 51 degrees and 51 minutes. Yet for all this is the sheer size of the pyramid which is mind-boggling, and for all of its long history the Great Pyramid and its magnificent companions have awed the imaginations and souls of men who have stood in their shadows. Now we'll take the last settlement of Thebes here.
Victory! Settlement captured!
And so we have 2 extremely large settlements being present. There are lush stone walls here. Lush stone walls are substantial, with strong towers and gatehouses. Even organized enemies will have a hard time scaling them or breaking into the city, and will need time and specialized siege equipment to succeed. Improving the walls also adds grain stores to extend the time a settlement can resist a siege. The wall is however expensive and time-consuming to construct. Usually only prestigious or rich towns are worth protecting, their monuments to the governors who build them. Here I'm going to now deal with their temple of Horus. Construct a shrine of Jupiter. Here I'm going to do the same with their temple. There's also elite cavalry stables here, and they have an Abasum temple of Horus here that adds significant bonuses. Shrine of Jupiter is the one that's going to rule over them. There's a Grand Bazaar, Execution Square, Armorer. An armorer works closely with the blacksmith and produces fine armor to match the smith's weaponry. Abasum Temple of Set. This Abasum temple is dedicated to Set, the patron god of Lower Egypt. He is noted for his struggles against Osiris and Horus. He is also known as a defender of Egyptians against foreigners and for keeping the desert at bay. Also, a foundry can be constructed here, which would increase our light weapons, heavy weapons, missile weapons, and armor to an unseen level 2. A foundry is the final metalworking development found only in the larger cities, a factory where very high quality armor and weaponry can be produced quickly and in quantity. Any troops trained in this city will be equipped to the highest standard possible, making them formidable in combat, providing of course that they are well motivated and properly commanded. Next we're going to merge our troops. reduce taxes and start retraining. So things may be complicated here very quickly.
Imperator, General.
Very
Imperator.
difficult to control. In any case, let's try our best. Alright, that looks suitable.
Yes, master. At your service.
I wonder,
Yes, I shall speak.
would they agree with the ceasefire? Your proposal is beyond our means, you must regretfully decline. It looks like they wouldn't agree.
Your honor. Moving.
Unfortunately.
Move, sir.
There are cities, roads are very good, as you can see. Incense, available trade resource. So there are trade resources and all kinds of stuff. Let's see how much these are paying us currently. Obviously corruption is hitting pretty badly. In any case, this one is giving us approximately 2,000. This is giving us approximately 2,000. And this is as well giving us approximately 2,000. And obviously corruption is hitting quite a bit, so through all of these we're probably making something like 1,800, which will eventually should increase to up to 2,000 in income. So it's not bad at all. Our trade roads
Ready
are
to sail. Aye, aye, Captain.
not sieged. Everything seems to be
Imperator, sir.
under control. In Numantia, I see that the settlement citizens have decided
Completed.
that they're happy, and Britain has attacked us. Let's see, Armenia. It is time for a bloodshed to end. Let us cease our struggles. They wish to offer us ceasefire, and so it seems that we'll have to agree. So they are either throwing us into a trap or not. In any case, they would agree to trade with us. Armenia is here, and we took Kotais, we fought their faction leader, and now we have a strong, powerful army here present, and we agreed with peace with them. The city of Kotais is giving us approximately over 2,000, or just over 2,000 or so. In any case, diplomatic information: the following factions have declared a ceasefire: Armenia, the House of Juliet; Pontus, the House of Brutier. Recruitment report. Construction report. As you can see, we are making quite a bit of cash now. Agent found here. Senate officers assigned. Praetor and Iodile. So these are our two leaders who got the offices. Tangros, Karalis. End of term report. A civil reward in London. This settlement has had the temerity to revolt against the laws and dignity of Rome. This is an outrage that deserves severe punishment. And look at that. They are here, and our troops preferably should be evacuated. We'll have to come back to this, but I don't see them a way out. Alexandria. A rebellion here. Well, rebellions here were expected. We recently occupied them all. And they will fight us. Egyptians are staying on their side of the territory.
General!
Attack! Oh, something
Attack!
I like.
Not possible, sir!
I didn't like that fact that those troops never reached the battle, and so I'm going to go back in time. In any case, this is where the turn just ended.
Orders!
And
Prepare for
I'm
battle!
going to hit these rebels.
Victory! Move out! Out of move, sir! Sir!
At least I think so.
March!
In any case, I'm now
Sir!
going to
Imperator! Sir! General! Sir! General! Sir!
get all of these
Orders?
troops
Orders! Sir!
merged,
Sir!
and
Move out!
I'll order them to move into Alexandria, and
General!
here
Imperator! Prepare for
we are
battle!
going to be able to attack them. So there's a general here, Manmatri Epiphanes. He's a good commander, wall breaker, and publicly loyal. As a wall breaker, he has remarkable skills when judging how and where to assault a city. Make this man an expert in siege warfare, +2 command when assaulting walls. He also has rebel general as his bodyguards.
Victory!
And here we have killed off all those rebels. He got a military tribune for that. He's suffering from anger. The vein that constantly throbs in this man's forehead is a visible marker of his seething temper. He's careless. This man pays little attention to his personal security. Alright. And in here everything is fine. Let's just make sure our religious constructions are being further constructed, and we could probably keep it like that for a while. Also, I want to go through my settlements and see if some of these are not on financial build policy, or they are not managed by the governors themselves. There are quite a few towns that are not constructing stuff. Not something I like to see. And if we go for a financial build, it could be fine. Let's keep people happy. And hopefully that will do us more good than harm. Okay, it looks like the empire is more or less in order. It took quite a bit of cash.
Your Honor, secrecy
Fix things
is
up.
assured.
Okay, now I'm gonna go
Secrecy is
here
assured.
and look for
No more
settlements
sir. Your Honor.
that we can
Yes, Master. Secrecy is assured.
Yes, without delay.
find,
Sir, move out!
and that's it. Obviously there are a bunch of rebels here, but it's unclear if we could beat them with only Town Watch. Town Watch, they are just not good enough when it comes to fighting. How much this settlement pays us? It pays us a lot. It pays us a hell of a lot. Over 6,000 coins. I could construct an additional Town Watch there and make it the most guarded settlement that's under our control. There are settlements that require a lot more Town Watch to stay in our possession, but they are occupied settlements.
Orders. Forward, sir. Forward.
Oh no.
Out of move, sir.
In any case, we don't need them then.
General, Imperator.
If they
General.
can reach, if they slag
Orders.
off,
Engage the enemy.
rebellions
Out of move,
here
sir.
are taking shape. We'll have to fight these.
Orders.
And here I'm gonna build a
Build tower.
tower.
Sir.
Let's keep
Onward. Moves depleted,
moving
sir.
north.
Orders. Onward.
Here I'm
Waiting
gonna
to
build a
ambush.
tower as
Build
well.
March.
I like to
Moves
see
depleted, sir.
what's happening in my
Imperator.
empire. I wanna go close
Forward.
and see if I can get some ships as mercenaries,
March!
but it doesn't look so.
Imperator.
So this army, it needs
Move
to
out.
retreat
No more moves, sir. March.
to a position from which they would be able to regroup. If they can't regroup, it's bad.
Imperator.
Here
Prepare for battle.
we're going to take the settlement of Deva,
Victory! Settlement
and
captured.
we'll just capture them. There's not that many of them. They have Shrine of Andrasta with them. Into Jupiter.
Imperator, move
So
out.
our enemies have been a lot more cunning than previously thought, and that's it. Here I'm gonna construct spy, and ships will send in them
Yes, master.
forward
On my way.
to scout, and all in all it's under control. Now I'm gonna just move through the cities and see if we have any family members that will be available for further operations. It doesn't look so. Here I'm going to merge
Imperator.
my forces into formidable groups, and
Imperator. Onward!
we'll have to create a strike force into London. So far the trade roads do exist by sea. They're not huge, as you can see. There are no ports, but they're enough to keep this area under control. And we'll need to further muster our forces
General!
and just fight. So what's going forward into the front
General!
line? This army,
Onward!
led by Marcus Victor, is apparently loyal, heartless ruler, abstemious, famous orator. This man's talent for public speaking can hold many people spellbound, even if they don't always agree with his arguments, plus to influence 10% bonus to your popularity with the people. Understanding of strategy, he's a conqueror. Droughtsman dislikes farming. Local hero. Good commander. He's fertile, confident in defense, good ambusher, subject of rumors. Rumors are circulating about this man and his wife, particularly his wife and her supposed lovers. So they're
Imperator!
moving forward to strike.
General!
These will be bogged down in the conflicts against these rebels. This army doesn't seem to be free just yet. It will take a couple of turns, but they will join. So there's also gonna be Trier with some additional troops. So we'll have approximately 3 armies made of an old army troops who will be able to move forward. Also in Mediolanum I'm going to increase the size of Town Watch, just as in Carthage, so Carthage won't be that special anymore, unless I would reduce the troops holding Patavium, and that should be fine. There's still some cultural differences in these settlements in northern Italy. Not everywhere though. Tax penalties making people very unhappy, but on the other hand it's making us much richer. The treasury has increased substantially after we took these settlements right here, and Marian reforms took place, so we're not recruiting our troops further. In any case, that is almost all. Here another battle needs to take place
Imperator!
against the Spanish. So they have faction leader here and faction and family member. I'm not sure where the faction here is though. So the faction leader has a pet hunting dog. He's a superior commander. He's a natural born leader, publicly loyal. Also he's a faction leader. The family member that supports him is Achille of Emerita. He's a good commander. He has command talent and a good ambusher. The faction leader's name is Edur of Castilia. And what does he have here? He has Scutari. Scutari will equip light infantry armed with swords, shields and heavy javelins. They are called by the Romans because of their distinctive large oval shields. The Latin for shield being scutum. They fight with heavy javelins and swords, peppering the enemy with missiles before closing up for hand-to-hand combat. Centuries of feuding among the hill tribes have hardened the people, so there is no shortage of tough and cunning warriors. They are quite handy when springing tactical ambushes on enemy units. Historically, the design of the later Roman legionary sword or gladius was influenced by the blades carried by these men. The design was adopted after Roman armies had faced large formations of Scutari during the First Punic War. They have skirmishers, some peasants and town militia. I think that we can beat them. Let's go into the battle, and here let's try to face them and defeat them. It's the last settlement in Spain that's belonging to non-Roman influence, and
Units, await my orders.
we will try to take them out. Attacking the wall from here would be a disaster due to those towers. The only way we could effectively mount an offensive is through the gate, and that's exactly what we are going to do here. Also, I need to bring all of my troops here as well. And now we can do this. So let's send them to the gate. Also, the soldiers need to position themselves too close to the walls, and I think what really had to happen here is just like that. We needed to attack two sides here and one at the main gates. Otherwise, if I would like to open the wall here, then I wouldn't be able to do it on the gate, or vice versa, or something of that sort. In any case, here I can't open the wall off. Here, as you can see, we're just blasting this territory with all those javelins, and things are looking perfect right here. Without a doubt, lots and lots of our shots are hitting the targets. We killed quite a few dogs. Unfortunately, a lot of ammunition fell for the peasants, who may not be considered as nearly as important. We're going to change our troop deployment, where the soldiers carrying nucleus.
Our soldiers are at the walls! Now they must batter a way through!
Will take up positions.
Our soldiers have reached the gates with a battering ram!
We are going to be able to continue dealing all that damage, as you can see. Soon the villas will show up in there. Unfortunately, the peasants are taking quite a few of the shots.
The enemy gate is down! Our battering ram has done its work!
In any case, these are worthy soldiers, without a doubt. They can fight, not in this condition, but in high numbers, without a doubt. They would be able to come up with defense.
The gods have smiled on us today! The walls are broken!
We're killing the
Our
dogs
troops should be ordered forward.
and the dog handlers here. So as you can see, just before the battle begins, we managed to kill off quite a few, and we'll try to keep this before engaging for a little while. Now we know what to expect. Let's hit the troops forward, and
Great gods! Our soldiers have done well this day! The walls are taken!
now we're moving into the city. Here it's very important to allocate ourselves in a position where we would be very numerous. And as you can see, the battle begins, and I'm trying to spread out my troops as much as possible. Okay, so the slaughter begins. We're fighting for the city now. They have two general bodyguard brigades are fighting. Here we're surrounded, but the soldiers are not armed. If they'll start to break, sad for them, right? Bad for them. So things are not looking bad, and here they are breaking. Finally. And it's important at this point for our cavalry to take up the lead and kill as many of them as possible in this showdown, just like that. Just slaughter everybody in mass. Let's not allow anybody to retreat, and the ones that are still able to fight us,
The king has been slaughtered.
they'll be
Let us hope he does not
eliminated
poison the carrion birds.
by a united force. Alright, we won't allow anybody to retreat. Let's kill everybody. The cavalry did a very good job. The generals are dead. They definitely put up a fight. This fight, however, wasn't successful for them. They have 4 dogs left, and this would do well against cavalry as far as I'm aware, but I'm not sure. In any case, only a couple of brigades left. The infantry won't have a problem dealing with them. And here we can see all those dead Spanish soldiers, and it worked out very well for us. We had a very serious combat here, where their general bodyguards were leading the combat. As you can see, many dead horses, and it was without a doubt a slaughter. However, eventually they broke, and our cavalry did a very good example on how to fight them, and how it all must go down. Here as many troops must move forward, and we will just kill them up like that. That's it, nobody is going to survive. Spain is without a doubt ours now. There's very few of them left, and everybody's watching.
Rome demands victory from her generals, and this day is clearly our victory!
And so we won the battle.
Victory! Settlement captured!
We are going to occupy the settlement. There's a moderate amount, 5,800. Moderate number, I mean, and we'll be making over 1,000 eventually. Here, I have to get rid of their shrine, Sacred Grove of Abnaba, and construct a shrine of Jupiter. This faction, Spain, has been eliminated. Also, now I'm gonna go through the controls and see which religions are in my city. So I want to make sure that the Shrine of Jupiter is, or let's say that the Roman shrines are the ones that are currently in control of the cities. Here we are building one, so it's fine. Also, I could
General,
position my
sir,
brigades appropriately,
General, Imperator, sir,
so
Imperator,
they would be in
orders,
full formations. So some rebellions may take place as well, so they may be harmed even further. In any case, let's just go further to the cities and see if Temple of Jupiter is dominating. Here it's not. That's not good. In any case, let's make sure it is. And I'm gonna keep these here. Look at that, in Numantia they are feeling very happy now that Asturca has fallen. And we could start reducing the number of garrison that is present here to a moderate levels, like the standard levels. Here a new shrine will be constructed soon, so as you can see we did found a settlement without the shrine that was derived from the Roman culture. And let's keep looking for these. This one will go up soon. The situation in Britain is complicated without a doubt. And the empire that we have is quite large at this point. And I don't want to miss out on our religion. So the Temple of Bacchus is one of ours. Temple of Jupiter. We have the temples for all the gods, Ceres and Bacchus here, Ceres in Arretium, Bacchus in Segesta. All the others are Jupiter, because Jupiter kind of teaches people or provides people with some law, which would pretty much probably mean that God asks people to obey the law, and that's fine. Alright, we're spending quite a bit of cash on our conquests. Oh wow, they won't engage. They have a strong force. They could win. I'm going to retreat. They will not allow my forces to retreat, and they will fight.